What is up, YouTube? Four Leaf Carts here. Hey, I'm rolling again, man. Just driving back. Just a quick little update. Not really card related, but my mom's doing a little bit better. Got some chemo, and been in the hospital for 2 weeks. Up to Boston, and seems like treatment's going okay. So fingers still crossed, but things are looking positive. But I've got to go back and pick her up. It's been really hard not. So I went back when we got her out of the first hospital, and then she wasn't doing well, so I took her out just right to Boston. That's up here. That's just the best place. So dropped her off, and I can't go in with her. So I haven't been able to visit with her or anything. We've been FaceTiming, but just went back home because that's all I could really do. So I'm going to pick her up now this weekend, and I'll spend some time there with her, and hopefully get her set back up, and then I'll have to run back home for a little bit. Hopefully my brother can take over there, and then I will run back out again. She's got a week off of chemo, and then she starts it back up not this week, next week. So that's the update there. And so just this all started last time I was driving home, and I haven't really been doing a whole lot of YouTube. Been trying to catch a little bit here and there, but things have just been so busy, trying to get everything done at home and work and all that other stuff, and keep track of what's going on with my mom. But I noticed the other day there were some videos out there that had my name in it, and I was like, what is going on here? And so I kind of dug around, and Mr. Fisher Bike, Jason over there, is kind of got a little contest going in my name. So Jason, I appreciate that, man. I definitely do not have time to do my 1 year anniversary contest the right way. It just, as you guys that do contests know, it takes a lot of time and effort, and to do it right. Just keep everybody in track and know who's putting entries, and then get addresses and all that other stuff. So I'm skipping it for now, but hopefully we can get to 400 subs in a month or 2 or 3, or I don't know, whatever. But so Jason, thank you. I've seen now that I know what's going on, I've seen a couple of you as I've been trying to catch back up. I've seen a couple of you put videos up on your YouTube PCs. So thank you for that. Really appreciate you doing that kind of in my name. So what an awesome card community, if you will. Just to me, that's, like I always said, that's the best part of it, man. Just the people in the hobby are the best part. Yeah, the cards are cool, but it's the people. Really been digging Blake Jameson with the Topps 2020 project. He's been hanging out like every night at 10:30. I don't know if he's hanging out tonight, but I'm going to try to see if he is. Really been enjoying just hanging out in that group, listening to him and watching him just do art live. Got some McGuire cards of his this week. I ordered a couple, and I don't know where to go from here on Topps this project 2020. I feel like it was really cool. It is really, the art's really cool, but from a standpoint, I think it's just getting blown up crazy, just so crazy. I don't know where it's gonna stop. I got a Jeter in, and I thought I was gonna just fall in love with it, and it's cool, but I don't think I'm in love with it, so I might sell it. I haven't had any of Blake Jameson stuff in hand yet, but I've got some Rickies coming. Hopefully they'll come in soon. I've got an Ermsey coming. But I feel like $20 is a pretty big ask for just a printed card of a print run of, so even when it was like 3,000 or say 5 or 7 or up to 10,000, I feel like, man, it's it's a big ask, but doable. I can do that. And now it's like, man, you can't get any of these. You kind of like first 4 groups or whatever, wherever we're at now, cards 1 through 50 or whatever. You know, print runs under 10,000 are all kind of hitting that $100-$150 range, and I feel like that's still okay to me. But now, so you look at Ben the Baller, and he had a print run of like 30, whatever, 38, 39, call it 40 grand. And the resale on his cards is like 39, 35, 40, somewhere in there. And I feel like that's starting to hit some sort of saturation point. You know, so the Ermsey stuff that's selling for whatever, 600, and the Ichiro #1 for 2,000 or something. I think you'll see some crazy things there because the print runs are low, and there's some just, you know, kind of out of the hobby people might be getting into it. But 40,000 print run has got to be hitting some sort of saturation because the resale on those is sitting in the 30s basically. So it's an interesting concept, and I think there's a lot of flippers that are buying and selling and buying and selling, and they all think that it's all going to go up to $500 to $600. But that Ben the Baller is really telling me that there's a cap there. Like not everybody wants that, and so those 38,000 people that bought that card, there was probably a lot of people buying 10 or 20 or whatever to resell, you know, for 1,000, and I think they're going to have a rude awakening here. Maybe I'm wrong, but and I halfway think, you know, hey, if you're just in it to buy the card and flip it, I mean, I guess more power to you. I mean, it's a free country, but as a collector, I'm not going to get on that. I mean, I'm not going to buy 10 of them, flip them. I mean, I bought a couple extra Hendersons, but I'm done. I'm not buying. I'll buy, you know, Blake stuff I really like. If there's some other ones I like, I'll buy one, and that's it. I'm done. Blake's actually pretty cool in signing cards, so I might buy 2 of Blake's and maybe get him to sign one when, like, later, like when things cool down. You know, when things aren't, you know, so crazy with all this Topps 2020 stuff going on, Project 2020 stuff. Just like really crazy stuff. So this is kind of like a little hobby talk going on here, but man, prices are crazy. We were hanging out, just doing a little bit of a live stream the other day, and it was like, started looking at prices, like, oh my gosh, like just in 2 weeks, prices have gone up, you know, almost double on certain things. And it's really got me thinking. You know, I haven't sold a card ever. I've traded. I guess technically on Check Out My Cards, I bought a couple cards and kind of, you know, flipped them and made 50 cents or something. But excuse me, I technically have never sold anything really. Not even a card, but not boxes or anything. And I see these Prism hanger boxes going for 130, and I've got a boatload of those. I've got a bunch of Optic. You know, you can't find Mosaic basketball, this basketball stuff. Who knows what's going to happen with Bowman? And so I just can't help myself thinking, man, I got to find some stuff to sell. Right now, I don't think it's sustainable. There can't be that many people coming into the hobby. I mean, you got to look at, I mean, this is the question. I mean, we ought to have a discussion on this. How many people are in the hobby? And I'm counting, like, you know, the serious folks and even the casual, like, hey, I'm kind of coming back in, dipping my toes, doing a little bit of this or that. Like, how many of those people are there? You know, if there's 40,000 people that are subscribed to Jabs, you know, so there's a bunch. Or how many people come to the National? Isn't that like 40,000? And you figure for everybody that goes to National, maybe there's, I don't know, 10 that don't, 20, you know. So is that a 500,000 people in the hobby. 1 million? Maybe it's 1 million? I mean, 1 million would be, I guess, feasible. Anyway, so we ought to have a discussion on that. See if we can figure that number out. Or halfway figure it out. I mean, it's obviously a changing number, but throw that out there. Because I'd be interested to know, like, what, and obviously not everybody's going to buy these Topps 2020 Project 2020s. But I find it hard to believe that, 50,000 people bought, it definitely wasn't 40,000 or whatever buying Ben the Baller stuff. It's probably more like 3,000 people buying 10. So, or 20 or whatever. So I feel like the number of people collecting that Project 2020 has got to be, it depends on if they're collecting the artist or collecting the player, or a little bit of both. I feel like it's got to be somewhere in the 5,000 range, 5 to maybe 10. By the time it catches some steam. And if that's the case, then the prices can't be, especially for the stuff that's coming up. So if there's 10,000 people that are really interested in collecting that, and you're getting print runs of 18,000, that means there's going to be 8,000 of those cards at some point that just aren't going to be wanted, and so the price is not going to stay high. Anyway, I digress, basically. I'm just jabbering a little bit about what's going on in my mind, and that Topps Project 2020 is fresh, and I'm guilty, man. I go every day, excuse me, and I see what's released. I might have missed a couple days here and there, and I'm probably on board with Blake Jameson, but it's only because I like the cards, and that's, to me, that's why you should collect the cards. It's because you like them, you like the artist, you want to support the artist, you like the player or whatever, but that's just coming from a true collector. So, I mean, whatever, it's America, but I'm not paying $150 for a card that has a print run of, whatever, even the lower ones, like 3,000. Forgive me, it's too much for a piece of cardboard. And that's where I'm at. What else is going on? I don't know. Not much. I'm not buying hardly anything right now. The prices on everything are just silly. So I've been mostly focused on my funny card list. Working on getting a database together with some of the guys the other guys that are into funny cards. I think that's going to be pretty cool to be able to have a list of kind of cards that are funny. So if you wanted to get into it and be like, all right, yeah, here's the list. So I've been playing around with spreadsheets a little bit at night. That I think I got something that's somewhat workable. So that's been going on. I've been doing that. We haven't sent out any TTMs. I gotta get doing that. Of course, some of these guys that are signing are not accepting any mail or anything because of the coronavirus. So I don't know what to do with that. I've kind of been holding off. I sent a bunch out, and none have come back returned to sender. So I don't know if they're just kind of like throwing them out, like, it's diseased and thrown out. I hope they didn't, because a lot of them, just about all of them, have money in them. So there's probably if they threw them out, put them in the recycling, there's probably a lot of money getting shredded on top of all my cards. But anyway, I'm hoping they're just kind of like hanging on to them and not touching them for a while, letting it kind of, if they think there's anything on it, just die out. I don't know, but maybe folks are kind of at their hideout house and not at their other address that I sent to. Who knows? But there's a lot out there now that haven't got back. So normally the ones that I send out come back, kind of within a couple, 2-3 weeks. And it's all pay. Everything's pay. So maybe they took the money and run. I don't know. I haven't been doing a good job keeping track of who we sent to. That started out really well and then didn't finish so hot. Anyway, so TTMs are kind of cool right now. Not much going on. I'm gonna have to send out to some other, you know, sure thing guys. Again, maybe we'll hit Wade Boggs up again, or Jim Rice. Those are our guys, our Red Sox guys. So I don't know. That's what's going on. I mean, no shows, no nothing. I haven't been able to go to my LCS. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm starting to need some supplies. I don't need any real top loaders or penny sleeves or anything, but I need some more boxes to do some organization. So at some point here, I'm gonna have to find something. But otherwise, yeah, not much going on. I'm not buying anything. Just hanging out, watching videos when I can, and even that's not a lot. So hopefully we can get back to work here soon. I mean, I'm working, but from home. But when I travel, I do a lot more video watching. So anyway, I babbled on for long enough. It's 16 minutes. So if you're sticking with me, man, I really appreciate it. It just feels good to talk about cards, you know, all this other real life stuff. I mean, cards are real life too, I guess, but all this heavy stuff going on with my mom. So it feels good just to talk a little bit about what's going on in the hobby. And again, I really want to thank everybody. Jason is Mr. Fisher Bike for putting on that contest in my name, and all you guys that are doing entries for that, man, I really do appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. There's a bunch of you that have been kind of writing messages and stuff, so I appreciate that. I can't even, I mean, just so much. It's awesome. It's the card family, the card community, whatever we want to call it. It's just awesome. So that's all I got for now. Driving down the road, I'm going to keep rolling. Hopefully I can get there by midnight. And yeah, I wanted to make sure I got my kids to sleep and everything. So yeah, midnight it is. Hey, if you guys are open to anything, best of luck to you. Don't forget to collect to connect. As I said, it's the people in the hobby that are the best part. And everyone have an awesome day.